Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, it's Christmas week and I was hoping we could have a lot better news than what's going on right now. Well, you may have heard in the news today, the Symphony of the Seas, Royal Caribbean, the current largest ship in the world until the Wonder of the Seas set sail. Well, they have 48 cases of COVID on board. This is out of 6,040 some passengers and crew member, which comes into a 0.07% infection rate, something along those lines, or 0.07, I think. But either way, it's all over the media that, look, cruise ships, even though they say it's the safest vacation out there, you're still going to catch it on it. You're still going to catch it on it? You can catch it on it, right? You can catch it anywhere. There's a reason the cases are going up in every city and every state across North America. But they certainly like those headlines about cruise ships. It really, today I just turned on the cruise news and CNN, Fox News, CNBC, CBC, CTV, Global News, all of them running with the story of 48 people have COVID. Even though in my city alone, the cases are up 15 times what they were 6 weeks ago. All the cases on board apparently are all asymptomatic, with one passenger having very, very mild symptoms. That's the person that first went down and was discovered to have COVID. They were tested on board. Everybody else was found positive through contact tracing. In other words, they didn't even know they had it. They were just continuing on as their normal day, which is a best case scenario, right? The people were immediately isolated at the first port of call. I believe it was 6 people were taken off the ship and sent home, and then the rest were sent home on disembarkation day. They tested negative after that, or they were sent home in other transportation other than just letting them off the ship. That's not how Royal Caribbean does their stuff. They all often hire a private jet to send people home, or if anyone needed to be quarantined or hospital, they would look after that and cover that. However, it does not sound like anyone needed hospitalization or anybody needed to go and get, any extraordinary measures. It's like everyone had it but didn't know they had it, which is, again, like I said, a best case scenario. Now, what does this mean going forward for cruising? I have a couple of ideas, but before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. You want to keep up to date with all the news stories, what's happening in cruising, what's closing, what's reopening, what the new changes and protocols are, all that stuff. It really does help the channel out, and you'll be notified when I put out a video, and you can keep up to date for your cruise, and hopefully you'll be better informed when it's time to sail. All right, again, I would really, really appreciate it. Okay, my thoughts on what's going on right now. Well, here's the thing. I'm seeing a lot of cancellations. A lot of people are starting to cancel their trips, cancel their vacations, because they're not sure what's happening where they live or in the countries they're going to now. For instance, here in Canada, they're talking about quarantining people when you come back again for 14 days, or even forcing you back into a quarantine hotel. So people are just saying, well, I'm not going right now. I'm canceling. You see California relocking down and reinstituting things. They're wondering, is California going to institute something like that now? Are they possibly going to shut down the cruising out of that state if cases continue to rise? We don't know. We're very concerned. The CDC just issued holiday warnings for everybody, and they said, hey, here's a list of things that you should avoid during this holiday season because of the Omicron virus and the spread right now across the world. And guess what was number one? That's right, number one, don't go cruising. Don't go cruising, number one. Apparently, traveling to Africa, where all this started, was number two. That should pretty much summarize the CDC's feelings towards cruising. And that really scares me, and to thinking that on the 15th of January, the CDC just might not relinquish their power over the cruising industry like they said they were going to do. Because the Omicron virus right now is the perfect reasoning to say, no, we need to tighten things up. And if they tighten things up, that could mean shutting things down again. And that is a scary proposition for thousands of people who rely upon the cruising industry to make a living. That's about all I can say about that. However, here's the good news of all this. If you're a cruiser and are still wanting to go on a cruise and you think this is fine, and I've been on 10 cruises. I've been on cruises during Omicron, and I've been fine, and I have, medical issues. I've had cancer. I've had chemo. I've had surgeries, 6 of them. I've had all that stuff. I'm still cruising, but I love cruising. That's my choice. If I get sick, it's on me. It's not on anybody else. I've got my first dose. I got my second dose. I'm scheduled for my third dose. I follow the rules when I go, but it's on me if I get sick. Let's be very clear about that. That is my choice. Just like anybody out there who decides not to get vaccinated, that's your choice. But if you get sick, you have no one to blame but yourself. The same with myself. If I get sick on a cruise, I have no one to blame but myself. But here's the good news. Prices, if this continues to go, you're going to see prices start to fall rather quickly for the near future. I'm not talking July, August, September, folks. I'm talking January, February. You're going to see some prices start to drop because the more people cancel, the more cruise lines need to put somebody in those cabins, and they will start to drop those prices if they have to try and get more people into those ships. I mean, I was just on a ship that only had 531 passengers on it. And it felt like the whole ship was to ourselves. It felt like we were completely empty. So, yeah, there is possibility of some really, really good deals coming up in the near future. But I advise everybody to keep abreast of the news and what's going on in each state, in each country that you might be going to, as well as maybe tune in here, and I'll try and keep you up to date as best I do with any changing protocols that are going on out there, because it's changing once again. Once again, things are changing on a daily basis, and we all thought this was in the end game situation, and then in 3 weeks, it's now gone to countries are shutting down again, borders are shutting down again, and more restrictions are being implemented. It looks like deja vu all over again. Well, I hope you appreciate this update. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.